Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough. We're going to begin sitting on the mat, and you can kneel down or sit with your legs out in front. And if you're kneeling, make sure you have enough support. I've just folded up a blanket under my sit bone so that your knees are comfortable. So you don't want to force yourself into a position where you're hurting your knee. They won't love you for it, but they will love you for kneeling if you support yourself enough. Sometimes kneeling is just out of the question. So sitting tall now and taking some deep breaths. We're going to keep breathing deeply in a way that feels satisfying. But on your exhalation, you're going to pause 3 times. So we breathe in, breathing out, pause, breathing out a little bit more, pause, and out a little bit more and pause. And then breathing in. So we're going to keep breathing in that way and just noticing how that feels in your body. Don't force it to the point that you really feel like you have to suck in your new breath. It just should feel like a lovely, needed inhalation, natural inhalation. So remember your pauses. And then let your breath return to its natural rhythm and shape. We're going to wave the torso now from side to side. And just starting to warm up that movement of the side body and the spine. The little muscles that attach between the bones of the spine. Nice work. And back to center. We'll give it a little bit more structure now. You're going to lean over as far as you can to your right, and then put your left ear to your left shoulder, and then follow the top of your head to the left, and then right ear to the right shoulder, and then follow the top of your head to the right, left ear, left shoulder. So we're kind of leading with the head and the neck here. And you make the movements as small or as large as feels good, considering how your legs are feeling in your seated position. So they can be exaggerated movements or subtle, I should say, movements. Good. And then back to center. Nice work. All right, we're going to change our legs now. So everyone's got their feet out to the front. And just sit comfortably cross-legs or with your legs out wide. And we're going to lean over to the right side, but we won't make a banana shape. So we'll try and lengthen the right waist. So the spine feels like a nice long straight line through the neck. Good. And we'll take the left arm by the left ear and take your arm as straight as you can. I can't demonstrate that currently. Injured shoulder. Okay. Now we're going to hold the core of the body, hold your torso stable. Take your right arm by your right ear. Beautiful. Come up to center. Just relax your arms back. Rest them on your leg. And lean your torso over to the left side. You can put your left hand down for support. And we'll try not to tip the right shoulder forward. We'll keep the shoulders and the hips in one plane. Okay, so reaching as far as you can. Lengthen your left waist. Great. Take the right arm by the right ear as straight as you can. Feel the core of your body and see how you go, lifting your left arm off the floor and reaching it as straight as you can by your left ear. So feel the core of the body holding you stable. Nice work. And coming up to center. Great. We're going to take out any blanket support you have and flip your legs over to the right side. Great. And then we're going to put the left elbow down onto the floor and scoot your knees back so you're a straight line, knees, hips, shoulders, and elbow. And just check your left elbow is under your left shoulder, and we don't let the shoulder hang out from the body. So we want to tuck the shoulder in. Good. And you can use your right hand on the floor to help you with your balance here. We're going to lift the hips and lower down, and lift the hips and lower down. Good. And lift the hips and lower down. Nice work. If you want to make it a little bit stronger, you can, and you can take your right arm straight up and lifting, but I'm going to use it to help my left shoulder. Lift your hips, lower down, and a couple more. Nice work. Let's swing the legs back out to the front and over to the left side and arrange ourselves on the right elbow, the knees back so that your hips, knees, and elbow are in one plane. And just tuck your elbow in so it's under your shoulder and tuck the shoulder in towards the mid of the body. Good. I've got my left hand on the floor to help me with balance and lifting the hips and lowering and lifting the hips and lowering. And keep going. Good. If you want to try that movement of left arm straight up to the ceiling, I just can't demonstrate that. You can add in that extra strength. Nice work. All right, we're going to lay down on our backs now. I'm going to take the legs straight up and take the arms straight up and press your back into the floor. Good. And we're just going to let the arms go to one side and the legs to the opposite side. But I want you to keep your back pressing to the floor. And you can explore reaching a little bit further here. Maybe you keep the movement quite small. It's enough to explore this work that we do for the side core, particularly the body, and your breathing. And even though what we're doing is a little challenging, we're finding that satisfaction in connecting to the breath. Nice. And back up to center and release. We'll take happy baby pose, which is a beautiful counter pose for that work we do to strengthen the core body. And here we let the core body relax. So holding your ankles or your feet, and set your knees and your feet on the widest setting. that you're able, finding the flow of your breath. Mm. Great. We're going to take the legs straight up and the arms straight up again. Press your lower back. Drop your feet away from center a little. So the further they go, the more work for the core muscles to hold. So you might be able to do further, or maybe you need to do a little bit less. The more they are right over your hips, the easier for the core body. Okay, and the same with the arms. Let's drop them out a little bit. Okay. So we find a position where you can feel your front core working to hold and stabilize, but you can still stay relaxed in your face, in your throat, and your shoulders. And you can still breathe. Nice. All right, we're going to make circles with the toes. So point your toes and making your legs follow the toes to make little circles there. Good. Now see if you can make your arms make a circle. So it's the fingertips drawing the circle. But I want you to see if you can do it in the opposite direction to the way your feet are going. Whoa. And then the other direction. So everything has to swap direction. Press your lower back. Keep breathing. Beautiful. And release. And then you're going to take your happy baby pose again. I think my circles were turning into squares. Relaxing your back, relaxing your belly and your hips, and finding your breath. The effect of connecting to your breath. Noticing that in your body. Noticing that where your body resists this position, where your body enjoys this position. Mm. Great. And then we're going to take an all fours position by rolling over. Hmm. We're going to just swing the hips from side to side. Take it slow and really let the hips move as far as they will go to one side. Let your body follow. Great. And then we're going to do the same thing in downward facing dog pose. So tuck your toes under, lift your knees away from the floor. So I have to move my left arm to do this, but you'll have your hands shoulder width out in front. And then we're going to swing the hips from side to side. Mm. Mm. Nice work. And then knees back to the floor. Good. And we'll take child's pose for a moment. Just resting your hands and shoulders, connecting to the breath. Good. Bring the arms forward in forward virasana. Letting the spine lengthen and broaden. lift up, and we're going to put the elbows down on the floor now. You could try parallel forearms. I need to keep the palms of my hands together, so somewhere between those movements. And we're going to just take with the knees on the floor, just take the hips from side to side. We'll keep the back of the neck long. Okay, so this is one version, and we can make this stronger by tucking the toes under, and I'm going to stretch my feet back towards the back of the mat so I'm in a plank position. So bring the hips in line with the shoulders and the heels, and then take the hips from side to side. So if that plank position is too strong, just go back to putting the knees on the floor. Side to side. Nice work. Lower yourself onto the floor so you're out straight and you're on your tummy or you're on your front. And we're going to take the arms out to the side. This could be tricky for me to demonstrate. Lift so your forehead is on the floor. If you need to put a blanket under your forehead, do so. Lift your palms off the floor. Good. And then make like a snow angel. So waving your arms up and back. And you keep your palms just off the floor. I can't really demonstrate the overhead, but you go all the way overhead and back by your side. Good. And then we're going to have the arms out to the side and make your arms bent at the elbows. So again, I can't demonstrate on my left, but we're just going to bend the elbows into a right angle. And this time we're going to lift up the forehead and the chest off the floor and take the arms out in front, straight, and then the elbows back to a right angle. So I should do this on the other side so you can see. Good. Feeling the muscle of the upper back engaging and the lower back is lifting you. Squeeze the gluteus muscles together. Nice work. Lay your arms down beside your body and turn your face to one side and just relax your neck. Good. Back onto your forehead. Keep the arms beside your torso. We're going to lift the palms up, lift the forehead, lift the breastbone into Salambhasana, the locust pose, lifting the palms as high as they'll go. Good. And then we're going to lengthen and lower down and turn your face to the opposite side. And just relaxing. Nice work. Then put your hands underneath your shoulders and lift as much of your front torso off the floor as your back is comfortable with. So that might be a little way, it might be a long way, maybe even almost up on straight arms. Depends on your back. We don't want to push or crunch the back. We want to feel that we're long in the front body, long in the spine. And you could try, for example, taking the hands forward, and then you might be able to have straight arms and you don't have to lift so high. So adjust it until it feels really good for your back. Maybe your elbows are on the floor under the shoulders in the Sphinx position. Good, and we're holding and lengthening. Great, and then releasing. Put your hands underneath your forehead and just resting your forehead on your hands. And we're going to lift the legs off the floor. So lift as much of your legs, lift your quadriceps, lift the gluteus muscles, your buttock muscles, towards the center of your back. And see if you can lift your legs a little bit higher. Good. And then if you just lift your forehead up and lift your ribs, just try to get as much of your front body off the floor as you can. Nicely done. And we're going to push up from here. So hands underneath the chest, pushing back up into your all fours position. And we're going to arch the spine up and down. Take it slow. Find the flow of your breath. It might take a little while for your back to transition from the strong back bends to the forward bend shape here. So just notice as the movement becomes a little easier. Nice work. We're going to come up to standing and do that whatever way works for you. I'm going to tuck the toes under and lift my knees off the floor into a squat position and then press the heels to stand up. We're going to stand with the feet about as wide as the short end of your mat is, so wider than your hip. We're going to do this the wave. So if you lean your torso out to the right side and then left ear, left shoulder, and follow the top of your head all the way to the left side, and then right ear, right shoulder. So we lead the way with the neck. Good. And just tuning into that movement of the spine following. And back to center. Okay, we're going to lean over now to the right side. Take your left arm by your left ear as straight as you can. Good, and then lift your right arm by your right ear. And really stabilize with the front and side core of your body. So feel the front of your legs lifting, the belly lifting, the pelvic floor lifting, and really reaching. Lovely. Come back up to center. Just release the arms. We'll do the spine first. So leaning over to the left, keeping the left ribs nice and long. Good. And then taking your right arm by your right ear, adds a little bit of weight. Really strong in the core body. Beautiful. And left arm by the left ear. And lifting up. Nice work. Let's stamp or jump or however it feels good. Feet out to your hip, leg length distance. We're going to have a little go at Trikonasana. Right foot out, parallel to the long edge of your mat. And your left toes, they're facing more towards center, not facing away from the middle of the mat. And your right heel lines up with the left foot inner arch. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to lean the torso over to the right side and we'll keep the legs really straight here. So we want to use the muscle of the leg to give a really good, stable foundation, but also feel the wisdom of the feet. See if you can feel all your toes so that you feel balanced. Good. And then as much as you can, roll back your left hip, your left ribs, your left shoulder. Good. And your right hand can rest on your right leg. And we take the left arm straight up, which I can't show you. But if you, like me, you have a wounded shoulder, you can keep your hand onto your hip. Good. But we're rolling back the left side of the body. And then what we're going to do with each breath is try to reach your right ribs further along your right leg. Without tipping the left side of the body forward. Trikonasana. So we feel the wisdom of the feet, the strength of the legs, and we work to lengthen the spine. From your Trikonasana, bring your left arm by your left ear, so over your left ear. And we're going to really stabilize the core body and see if you can lift your right arm up by the right ear. Nice work, and lifting up. Beautiful. That's hard work. The side core of the body tends to be the weaker part. It's where we tend to injure if we're trying to lift something heavy suddenly. So we want to strengthen here. Turn the left toes so that your foot is parallel to the long edge of the mat. Turn the right toes in. Finding the wisdom of your feet, strength of your legs. Good. And then lengthening your left rib out and over your left thigh without tipping the right side of the body forward. So rolling the right hip back, the right ribs back, the right shoulder back. You can put your left hand on your leg there. And your right arm can go straight up to the ceiling. And then we work to lengthen the left ribs along the left thigh. Beautiful Trikonasana. Sides of the neck feeling even in length. Nice and relaxed. Good. Try bringing your right arm by your right ear now. And even your left arm by your left ear. Strong core body. And lifting up. Nicely done. Bring the hands in front of your heart. And you can stamp or jump your feet back to Tadasana. Finding your breath. And if you tune in to this side core of the body where we've been working, feel the length there in the waist. Lift the front core and feel that wonderful support for the spine, the torso, the shoulders, the neck, the head. Great. Now we're going to do a tree pose, and you might need to have a wall nearby. You can stand with your back against the wall. You could have the back of a chair in front of you and just have one hand on the back of the chair if you think you need that extra support. Otherwise, we'll stand on the left leg and we'll take the right toes and turn them out at 90 degrees, the right knee. And the other thing you can do is keep your toes on the floor and just work to open the thighs, or you can put your foot below, your right foot below your left knee, or on the thigh above your left knee. So find where your leg position is going to be. Try not to press your foot on your knee. Good. And we're going to lift through the left thigh, lift the front of the hip. Great. And we'll take the arms up by the ears as straight as you can. And we're going to wave the spine a little from side to side, as if you were a tree, resilient to the effect of the wind. Strong core, strong trunk. Lifting the pelvic floor, lifting the lower front abdomen. Oh, finding your flow. Beautiful. And then releasing. Tadasana. Second side, turn your left toes out 90 degrees. Good. You can keep your toes on the floor if you need to. or you can place your foot. Just don't put it on your knee. Good. We're lifting the front, particularly of the right hip here. The belly is lifting, spine is long, and we'll take the arms up by the ears. And then a little wave, side to side. Finding your strong and supple core body. Beautiful. And then we're going to release. We're going to take a standing forward bend now. Uttanasana. Come into a position with your hands supported on your leg and not all the way into your range of movement. So you've got some room to move your back because we're going to arch the spine up and down and up and down. Your knees are a little bit bent. Your hands are supporting and you're exploring your forward and back or your up and down movement. Your shoulders are relaxed. Your neck is relaxed. And you feel connected to the flow of your breath as you find a little more movement, a little more ease. Good. We're going to keep the spine flowing down now or forward. So there's no sense of rounding the spine behind you. And you notice that that starts to stretch the legs a little bit more. We're going to put the hands wherever it makes sense. Some people that will be the floor. And without affecting that easy feeling of the spine, or without rounding the spine, try to straighten your legs. And it doesn't matter if they don't go all the way to straight, but feeling your stretch. Relax your neck. Keep allowing the spine to sink further and further forward. Lengthen and lengthen. Maybe even straightening both your legs. And then we're going to bend the knees and inhale and roll up. Let's take the arms up. Urdhva Hastasana and Tadasana. Great. And then we're going to take a seat and practice your sitting without using your hands. Practice your squatting, getting your heels as close to the floor as you can, making sure your feet are mobile. Otherwise, use your hands and sit with wisdom. That last little bit. All right. We are going to put the hands on the floor beside the hips and press down through the palms of the hands. And lift the core of the body. So that's the pelvic floor feels like it's lifting. The lower front abdomen feels like it's lifting. Some people can even lift their bottom off the floor here. I would need arm extenders. I would need blocks to do that. But just imagine. So really lifting the core body, but pressing down through your palms. Good. And then releasing that side. And what we do now is turn the fingers back and try again. So again, pressing down through the palms, but lifting the core body. So lifting the pelvic floor, lifting the belly. Imagine you could lift your bottom off the floor. Very Nice stretch for the hands and forearms. Beautiful. And come back to center. Just swap the cross of your legs. If they're crossed, your legs might be out in a more comfortable position for you. And we're going to turn to the right side. And we're going to just follow the breath so that you can find your long spine and your mobile spine, mobile ribs, spacious, easeful body. Good. And then releasing that side, change the cross of your leg, turning to your left side. Good. And then releasing. Right. Finish off laying down in bamboo pose. I love this little accessible inversion, and having a blanket underneath your hips makes this more doable. You use the blanket to find that point where the legs will just balance. If you can't find that and it feels like you're really working in your core body, then don't do that. Just put your feet on the floor and relax the core body. So we've done a lot of work for the core, especially the side here. And we just want to let those muscles and any kind of residual tension resolve now as you find your breath. Letting go of tension. Good. And then to finish, we're going to bring the feet down to the floor. Bring the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. And just shift your blanket from under the sacrum to more underneath your tailbone or your hips. So just push it away from the center body. Soles of the feet touching. See if you can get all of your toes to connect. And we stay connected to the breath. To the exploration of the body and the letting go of tension. Mm. Mm. And then gently, knees together and rolling to your right side. So you can come up to sitting. Hands in front of your heart. Find the length of your spine and feel all that space and strength that you've made. Mm. And take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste. Mm.